So now we are going to discuss interview questions on table handling concept. So we can call as occurs or arrays. The first question, can we declare occurs class or where keyword at 0-1 level? Answer is no. Next question, you try to explore this one. Why we cannot declare occurs at 0-1 level? So this is the one you have to explore. So giving answer no, yes, correct. So we cannot declare at 0-1 level, but this is the next question on top of it. Yeah, go ahead, Raj.
So without declaring group, we cannot occurs in 0. So 0-1 level you should declare group name, and under that we can declare. So that's my request.
Okay. Any other answers?
0-1 records are not repeated.
0-1 record level are
Records are not repeated.
not repeated. Okay.
0-1 level, there would be no group items. So no beginning of the table resolution.
No, I want to store only, okay, based on your answers, I am giving cross question. I don't want store in array multiple fields. I want to store only student number, 10 student numbers. Then why I need group structure? It is not required, right? So 0-1 is required when it is a group record, but I don't want group record structure, one level. So I can declare 0-1 tabless student number occurs class keyword. Yeah, it is invalid by the way, but I'm asking, just giving the cross question to you. Okay, so the points we are trying to say, it might be valid or it may not be valid, just you explore it. Okay, then, so this is very basic question. Why we need occurs class in COBOL? Why we need occurs class in COBOL? Sai Kiran, go ahead.
It is easy to declare a data item number of times to visit a table.
Raju, go ahead.
When I have to store a number of values which belong to same data type and length, we'll go with occurs.
Correct. So basically occurs or arrays, basically we use to store similar type of the data instead of declaring multiple times same variable, same data type. Occurs. But why we need, where we use occurs, where we use arrays in COBOL? What is the scenario? That is the question. Okay, right. So what happens, team? There is a data in a file. We need to check that data is there in the file or not. Okay, so generally in the page matching logic, okay, where there is a concept called matching logic. So those scenarios we have to go with the occurs. I will give you one scenario as per my knowledge. If somebody having some real-time scenario implemented, you can give me. So program A, no, there is a file 1 which has a data. Now in file 1, I want to check some data is there or not. Okay, in file 1, there is a customer number, customer address, customer balance, customer phone number, and so on. So it has one 1 million records are there. Now I want to check in 1 million records, there is a file 2. There is a file 2 which has 1000 records are there. So this 1000, in this only customer numbers are present. So these customer numbers are present in the file 1 or not. Okay, so I have to do through program. So what we can do, we can go with the occurs class. Okay, there what we can do, we read the data from file 1, load in array. Read the data from file 1, load in array. Once we load the data in array, read the data from file and search in that array, either using linear search or binary search, whichever it is. So these are all this is the one scenario where we use occurs class, or arrays are required in COBOL program or in COBOL in mainframe COBOL projects. So Arul, Jayshree, Avanti, you want to add anything? Right. The fourth question. Can we modify? Okay. Can we modify index variable value? Not like this. Can we display index variable? Can we display index variable? There is an index variable in occurs class, right? We'll declare. Can I display that variable value? So answer is no. Index variable we cannot declare because it doesn't have picture class itself. Okay, you don't declare separately working space variable. You will declare along with the occurs.
Display, not declare.
I'm asking display. Displays. I have written display only, right? Okay. Okay, guys. I hope you got the answer. So means I'm trying to say display index variable IX like that. So this IX you would have declared with the occurs declaration. So we cannot able to do that. Fifth question. Can we modify index variable value by using arithmetic operators, AOP arithmetic operators, or movers? Yes or no? So okay, either set or perform. Okay. So what are the ways? What are the ways to modify? What are the ways to modify the index variable value? One is you can use set verb to modify the value, like set ix up by 1, set ix down by 1. Up by 1 means incrementing the index value by 1, decrementing by 1. Set ix to 1. So we can do with the perform. So set ix to 1 means initializing to 1 or initializing to 4, something like this. So you can able to increment perform statement, like perform para 1 varying ix from 1 by 1 until ix equal like this. This is possible. Okay, so if you want to add ix to 1, that all not possible. Next, seventh question. So can we declare two-dimensional array, two-dimensional array in COBOL? If it is a yes, so answer is correct, yes. So how many dimensional you can declare? Multiple means 10, 20. Sorry? 270. 270 or 7? 70. Yeah. So depends on the version team. Okay. So there is some people will say the 5 or some people will say the 7. Okay. So just to explore it, that also. So according to my answers, either you can go with the 5 or 7. So 7 also the right answer. If you go with the occurs, right? So you see the articles. Yeah, so that is all again. Just to explore and let me know what is the maximum. Okay. Next. So can we declare occurs class with the descending? So we use it to write occurs ascending key like this. Okay. So can we declare occurs with a descending? Yes or no, team? Yes. Okay. So table should be in order of the SH argument. This should be. So what I'm trying to ask here, my intention, when you are doing a binary search, we have to declare an array. Correct. So the array we write occurs ascending by. Okay, descending by. So descending by this key and all. Correct. So that is the question here. So answer is yes. Next. So what is subscript? So
Limit as a normal level, we can say that it is easy to define the position of an element in an array.
exactly. So it is a working subscript is standalone separate normal variable. If we are using this variable in array to load the data or to read the data, automatically that variable will become a subscript. So subscript variable value we can modify with any arithmetic operators. So we can modify with any arithmetic operators. We can modify with the compute. We can modify with move also or perform. So you can do how you modify the normal variable value. You can modify subscript also. Then, so I declared an array with occurs 5 times as occurs 5 times scenario. So I have written a loop to load the data into 6th one. Like, so I'm writing move. Okay, so Venkat to the array is, let's say, WS name of 6. Now, is it a valid or invalid? Or while you are accessing? Sorry, it is not valid. What we call that terminology? Exactly. So when you are accessing out of range, we have called out of range, right? So there is a concept called SS range, no SS range. So whenever there is a concept out of range, automatically these two you should collect immediately. So let's try to what is SS range, we will see. So please you read this option team. Let me copy. I'll explain you why, how it is required. See, if the program is compiled with the SS range option, then any attempt to refer an area outside the region of the table will abnormally terminate with the production exception. So this is a good point. Okay. So in where we use SS range, by the way, we are talking about SS range, no SS range. Where we can mention. Exactly. So execute VSAM is equal to IGY CRCTL form is equal to, we can mention SS range. We can mention SS range. So once we mention SS range, it will throw an error when you are doing this scenario. If you put no SS range, it will not throw error. That's what even we did in our training, right? So I shown you one demo. I've given an access large number, but it is not showing an error because it is a no SS range. So if you want to validate properly, you have to take care the array should be accessed loaded within the given range. The answer is it has to cross-check in system. We have to give SS range. If the program is compiled with the SS range option, answer is here. So during compilation, SS range you give, then any attempt to refer area outside region of the abnormally. So they might ask you when you are trying to access the elements when out of the array range, what event will come? The answer is SOC4. But the answer SOC4. So now you got an idea, right? What is SS range? So it also avoids any meaningless operation on reference modification like negative number in the starting position of reference modification expression. If the program, remove this one. Okay, if the program is compiled with the no SS range, then the program may proceed further junk or relevant data. So usually the programs are compiled with the SS range during development and testing. So if no SS range means it will not throw error in this scenario. So immediately, if somebody asks answer question, if I declared an array with the X size, but I'm trying to access out of that range, out of that access range, X range. So will it throw error or not? What happens? You tell that if I go with the form is equal to SS range, it will throw SOC4 at runtime. If I use no SS range during compilation, it will not throw any error. It will not throw any error. So it will proceed further. It will store with the junk or irrelevant data. That is the answer you are supposed to give it. Next question. So when index is mandatory, when we need to declare index, when index is mandatory, minimally where it is mandatory. Sorry. No, it is not correct. No, that is also, I mean, without index also I can access the data from array. occurs array, right? So I don't need index itself. Okay. So team, when you are doing linear search, then index is mandatory. So before linear search, we have to set index value to 1. This is mandatory. For binary search, index is not mandatory. Like Raju was telling before, binary search all also required, not required. Okay. Not to come again. You can go with the subscript only now. Why index is required? You can do with the index. At the same time, you can do with the subscript also. Okay. So mandatory means it is only the last option. It is an option. Okay. What you said, it is optional. But it is, without that I can do it. That is the question here. Sorry? That is different story. That question is different, right? The next question is that only. So what are the differences between subscript and index? Okay. So subscript means it is a occurrence value, occurrence. Index means displacement. So we will go with this. Right. So team, subscript means it is an occurrence. It is a sequence number. To refer it is a just sequence number. Okay, it is a sequence number, occurrence we call. So occurrence internally it will translates into the index only. Okay, indirectly it will be in that pattern only. So it can be used any arithmetic operator or for display. If you want to display, we can do it. This also we seen. Subscript can be modified by any arithmetic operand. So even this also we have seen. All of them we have seen except this one. Next, index. So when it comes to index, it is an internal item, no need to declare separately. So we no need to declare separately. Next it means displacement. Directly it will be converted into the displacement. Okay, subscript it will translated to displacement. When it comes to index, automatically it will be stored internally in displacement only. Faster and efficient. It will be faster, efficient. It cannot be used for arithmetic operation or display. So index can be modified with set, search, perform statements. Okay, so these are all the major differences between subscript and index. Next one, the 14th question, you can say differences between linear search and binary search. So guys, can you give me the answer first, one by one? Binary search. So data should be Data should be in sorted order. Next.
In linear search, the text will be sequential. In binary search, the text will be binary random text.
So now, okay, binary search. Yeah. 1 minute. 1 minute. So in linear search, data will be searched record by record. So when it comes to binary search, it will divide into 50-50%. 100 records will be divided into 50-50. You will see whether it is there in the first half or second half. If it is available, what you are searching in the first half, then it will be searched in the first 50. It will be divided 25-25 like that. It is not like a random. Okay. So yeah.
Sir, linear search multiple well conditions hold.
Yeah. So we can. So we can have multiple when conditions. Multiple when conditions. We can have it correct. Here only one when condition is allowed. Next. Okay. Index is required here, correct? Okay. So no need to declare. Declaring ascending or descending is optional, but here it is mandatory. Okay, it is mandatory. So searching will be faster compared to linear search. Why it is a faster? It is going to skip few of the records. Here it is good. It is going to scan from first record one by one. Okay, one by one. Let's see other differences also. So table should have index. Table should have the index. Okay. So table need not to be in sorted order. Table should be in sorted order. We can have only multiple, only one. So on when condition, the another point, on when condition, we can write less than equal, greater than equal. But here in binary search, only equal symbol is allowed. Okay, only equal symbol. So when it is required, so preferred following cases I have given. Just to go through it, this particular one. When table size is small, table contains duplicates, tables loaded in such a way, the most frequently accessed elements can be loaded in the first few occurrences. So this is binary search preference. So I'm not talking about our syntax and all, because we already discussed in our training. Syntax, you did an answer also. Okay, tip. So this is all about binary search differences. So anyone wants to add any other queries from your experience as a 15th question? Yeah.
While declaring the results, you can give 3 to 5 depending on the number of records.
Correct.
You can specify, right? There are possibilities that we can easily count dynamically, meaning that in our history we were doing, right? The record count we were looking. Number of records can be vary the size of the array.
That is the purpose of the defining on class, right?
Record count, something like that I can give. Is that possible?
I don't think so. Okay.
Only number we have to.
Correct. We have to put the range. I guess we have to put the hard-coded range. So we have to try that. Okay. So I did not try. We have to try. So any other queries? Let me stop the recording.